like I'm like labbing other characters. I mean, because I'm like, I don't know what anybody does. I don't know how you're doing that. It just looks cool, but I
I
don't
can
like
give you kind of
know.
a basic sum up of like most of them, but there's only like 3 or 4 characters on the roster that I've just never seen before, so I couldn't
Right.
tell you. But a fair amount of them I've seen enough that I can give you like a base idea as like as a non-uni player, generally speaking. But I do know like we know how to play uni. We're just not main boarding uni.
Yeah.
Like we're not on it every day.
But I learned how to play Lene a little bit, and that was
She
very
gets it in,
healthy.
yeah.
That was very very healthy actually. And I learned how to play what is his name? I actually did learn how to play Hyde a little bit. So I actually
Hyde
understand that
is
more.
really beginner friendly in my opinion. He's one of the more beginner friendly high tiers in the game. He takes you far.
Dude, I started making a combo. I
See?
literally made a combo like in the middle of it. I'm like, oh, okay, there's combos. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, he's like the poster boy Shoto that just he just gets it in. Solid neutral, good damage, good oppressive offense in my opinion. He's got very good strong offensive tools in his reversals. Chip damage, obviously, because all of his sword normals deal chip damage. The Vorpal trait further increases the chip damage because teehee.
Okay, I also I also learned a little bit of Azumi, and I learned a little bit of Azumi's the fish
Water
girl.
girl?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of my things. I don't know diddly about that chick.
And I learned a little bit of Sarugi, which was kind of
Oh, that's Shield Boy.
fun.
I only see him on PC. Bless you. I only see that dude on PC, and that dude scares me because there's very few existent shield-based characters, and they made this fucker like Rekka-ish. Oh no, you got it, Bobby.
No, yeah, that guy's he's something.
He's got footsies, got guard point on his attacks, strike throw, and strong strike throw at that. Pseudo command grab, bro. Why?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
don't
that
get me wrong. I guess he
character's
needs it. He definitely does stand out as a very unique character. I'm surprised more aren't playing him, despite because he has a really powerful niche in a niche.
yeah.
It's like
Now
who
that
doesn't
force
want an
function is
oppressive
something
shield
kind
guy?
of different, man.
Yeah.
But let me see. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so that's basically just what I decided to do in uni because like I don't know enough to just like I literally don't know anything other than like Carmine and system mechanics. So I'm like, let me try to branch out just a little bit. Plus, they say that
That's
makes you
similar to the
like that
path
makes
I
your
took.
main character sometimes. That your main character better sometimes.
It does because it helps you understand other character matchups. Like it's a two-way street. It depends on how much what's the wealth of attention versus the wealth of the expansion and creativity that you seek to have with your character versus the matchup of your character. So you're talking about so like the road I took when I was trying to get decent at, I mean I guess I'm probably decent at uni. The road I took with uni was to stay with my character long enough, not so much to master the character, but to have the character be a comfort pick always. So it's not like you're in a character crisis when you choose to expand to other characters.
Because
Because
you
the
know you
game,
can go
because
back
of
to that.
how exactly, because the game and how it plays and its function derives from you want to learn your character, and then because of the low economy of other character mains or specialists, sometimes you also want to take the time to learn other characters, not so much to play them, but to know what they are, what is about them, what makes them stand out, what makes them playable. Playing a little bit on a character gives you a pretty good, even if you're not going to play the character yourself, gives you enough of an idea of the resources and data and the strategy that the character wants to do to understand how, okay, how do I battle this character with my main character? It gives you a pretty good idea. All you have to do then is just put it to the test against an actual player of said specialty. That way you can see, okay, now it's not the robot you're fighting, now it's an actual person. So
Hmm.
we get to dive deeper into this.
You know, it's funny, and we can get to one of our subjects soon. But you know what's also funny is like I've played fighting games
Hmm?
in front of people, and I feel like the number one question they ask is they're like, "Are you fighting someone?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm laughing." And they're like, "So you hitting them and they can't move?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Why?" That shit makes me laugh like every single time. It's happened to me like 3 times.
Damn. Because we got to learn when they're not moving, and that way we know how to hit them when they are moving.
That's facts. That's facts right there. Actually, gotta put that in the fighting game Bible.
Yeah.
Also, I seen you signed up for the tournament, bro. I mean, that's actually pretty dope, dude.
Uh,
Didn't even see you
which
on there.
one?
The uni
The
one.
Yeah. Because it's like an hour or two before my tournament that day, so it's like, you know what? I can actually think I can enter this one. I can compete before I go do my tournament.
Okay, what are you doing that day?
If it goes off, it's gonna be the BB Tag Iacon 31 that night
For what system?
on console,
Mm.
and then Sunday is BB Tag on PC.
Yo, hold on. The people,
And
is anybody from in my server there? Because I feel like it's some BB players, some BB tag players in there.
none that I'm aware. I mean, none that I'm aware of, unless you got Pat Neko in there also.
Pat Neko is, I think he's in there. Yeah, he's in there because he joined the last multi-blood tournament. Yeah, there's a few people in here who have said like Blade. They like Blaze Blue. Like, there's a few Blaze Blue players in there. I don't know exactly who they are. We'll find out tomorrow. I'll tag them afternoon, and we can talk about it a little bit
Okay.
on the stream too if you want, Loki. Like, hey, after this.
If you'd like, I can send you the link for it if you want, and see if there's anybody that wants to sign up for it. The console one's tomorrow, and then the PC one is Sunday. It's struggle. The only reason why it's struggling is because somebody else last second has a tournament that they also got going on because they booked they booked this day, even though I told them I already had this reserved at the beginning of the month. So we'll see how this goes. And so I also already know how this shit's gonna go too, because people already signing up last second, so they're either gonna continue to sign up last second, or it's gonna just tank because of this other dude that's come in out of nowhere, and then they go to this dude as opposed to come into mine, or that event has money on it, which means by default it disqualifies mine despite it being here way in advance before his.
Damn. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I've
money
done this
really
rodeo
take you
before. That's why
out.
I'm not even gonna blink. And it's just like, I just wish people to know that, okay, I keep my shit for grassroots because I just don't care to have money up all the time. Otherwise, I'd just be fucking broke every time I did this shit.
Yeah. Nah, that's facts. You speaking facts.
That's why I've been doing this for like the past 8 years. I just figured out the hack. I just do it whenever I care to do it. Because if I keep putting money up, that was one of the mistakes I was doing wrong my first year doing this shit as a rookie, was because I thought I had to have at least 10, 15 bucks up every single event I was doing. But the problem is if I'm doing these up as a weekly with $10 to $15 each time, or and then even though I pushed them to bi-weekly, that shit's still icing me because, for one, Maturino wasn't paying me back at those points because the people still weren't doing the coupons. Two, despite how much I'm streaming on Twitch in order for Twitch to eventually pay me out, gift subs and whatnot's not coming out because all I'm doing is just having a really sexy charity case at that point. And three, popularity is in a decent spot and also slowly declining the more people either figure out my formula, or if somebody else is also in the pool kind of sort of reaching at the same straws, or at the same times I'm doing something, which means that my market goes down. So 3 different ways to Sunday, I will take an L in one of those regards. It's just which one is the bigger one in order to have this as a weekly or a bi-weekly.
I see. Man, I don't, I
Money was the
don't,
only stagnant.
I don't have it in me to do like weekly or bi-weeklies right now, bro. Like maybe someday, but weekly, I don't
In my
got it
honest
in me,
opinion,
man.
unless it's meant to be like a series or something, just do it when you give a damn to want to do it.
That's
Your
kind of
ride
what
or
I've been
dies and those
operating
that
on.
support. Yeah, yeah. The ride or dies are the people that have always been here to support you and that come through for the scene anyways, regardless of whether or not a check is on the line. Those are the ones that will come whenever you have something up because they were always going to do that anyways because it's your scene. They're here for what you have.
And I'm not gonna lie, I do be taking like a vote though. A lot of the times on like what people would want for the next month. I don't do it every month, but I do it probably. I've only did this for like 5, 6 months, so I probably did it like 3 or 4 of the months.
That's a good thing to also have.
So I'm like, what do y'all want to see? Like, want to run a tournament that no one like wants to
Exactly.
play in. But also some months I'm like, I gotta run a tournament for this game. Like when I did that Tekken 7 tournament, I was like, bro, I got to.
It just hit to just have it, and it was a successful tournament,
It
was it not?
was. That guy, I'm still playing the guy who came in second. We
Hey,
played twice. He's God of Destruction. We're about to play a third time, possibly on Sunday, because he's like, we gotta settle this. We gotta settle this grudge match, man. I'm like, shit. But yeah, sometimes I just run like, I don't know, I run what I want. Sometimes I'm like, what do you guys want? But I don't think I'm gonna run it like once a month, every month this year. I think I'm gonna probably, I might like stop around December, like and just give it like a break, because
okay.
it's very like it's very socially exhausting, and I feel like it's a lot harder than you would think. I mean, but like it's a lot harder than you would initially think.
Yeah, when you're first like trying to like establish a system, it's just difficult to keep that aloft. Because there's the balance of your time, there's the balance of like scheduling and how when you're doing these and how long you're doing them for, or you're doing this in like a schedule for like every like a weekly or a bi-weekly or a monthly. Are you trying to do money up for these things? Or are you going to try and keep it grassroots? How many people do you have that are generally like always wanting to play? That way you're also trying to calculate the possibility of whether or not the event tanks this week or next week or not.
Yeah,
There's
there's
a
a lot that goes
handful in the
into it.
background. Yeah, it's just none of those things that you're supposed to think about when you first go into it. The key thing and what makes TO work fun is just hosting for friends and your followers. That's it.
Yes, sir. But I've had a blast hosting some of these tournaments. Like I've had like real life coworkers join, real life friends join. Like it's been dope, man. It's been dope. But what I really wanted to ask you about, and why I brought you here, of course, is